Over 250 venues will exhibit at this year's Hampshire Open Studios, which will see artists and galleries opening their doors to give talks and demos to the visiting public. It's an opportunity to meet both professionals and amateurs who are taking part. And joining me in the studio now is Kim Whitby to tell us all about it. Well, thank you for coming in, Kim. And as we said there's going to be some weird and wonderful venues, also the opportunity for a lot of artists to come together in a shared space.
Absolutely. You know, it's a massive event. It happens over the entire county of Hampshire. We, if you get the brochure, are the orange section in the That Solent TV area. And yeah, there'll be 500 artists plus taking part in 250 locations. It will happen the last full week of August, including both those weekends. So we cover the bank holiday weekend too. Not every venue will be open for the entire time. So try and get hold of a brochure if you can. They're in lots of different places. We've been very busily distributing those for the last few weeks. And that they will give you an idea of the venue, whether there are any access problems, which dates they're open, because not everyone is open for every time. It will give you contact details. It'll give you some ideas about parking and directions.
So everything you need to know about.
Everything you need to know. But equally, this is all available also online. Many people arrive and they have the brochure in their hand and they like to plan their route and they have a day out. But you can get all that information online also, and it links through then often to artists and groups' websites. So that gives you additional information too.
Fantastic. And we were talking a little bit earlier, so it's quite a brave thing then for some of these artists to open up either their studio space, which for a lot of people is in their house as well, so it's quite an intimate space that they're letting the public into.
Oh yes, it can be. It can be in a variety of different places. The first time I did it in a garage. And I'd cleared it out and set it all out as nicely as I possibly could. Yeah, some people have very big studio spaces that they work in all the time, and that's really interesting to see. Other people will be in venues where they've hired because their working space perhaps isn't suitable for visitors, or they may want to do it in a group because they often work in a group. So it might be a group of hobbyists who get together once or twice a week, and then they find a location and they exhibit their work as well.
Fantastic. And as well as a great opportunity for sort of visitors to see all this artwork, it's also a great opportunity for the artists to kind of see each other's ideas and gain inspiration from each other as well. Yes,
you know, we often spend a lot of time working by ourselves, so it is nice to have the opportunity to share and go and have a look at what other people are doing. So it's a great free thing, so it's absolutely free. People can go along, especially if that last week in August happens to be wet, which it often does. The first year I did it, it was very wet indeed. So it's a great thing if you've got visitors. You can get in the car, or you can find somewhere where there are lots of locations close together and have a day out.
And it's quite a varied selection of artists as well. So you were saying obviously there were people working with ceramics and
jewelers, people who draw, people who paint. There are people who love animals. There are people who do landscapes. There are portraitists. There's absolutely everything.
And you were saying to me as well that not all of the venues are open all the times. Is that so that the artists themselves can go around and have a look?
Well, yes, if you've planned it carefully. There are a variety of reasons that people can't open all of the time, but that's clearly shown in all the brochures. And if you're not 100% sure, there are contact details. You can phone ahead or email and find out exactly when people are open.
Okay, and you'll be exhibiting again this year as well?
Well, I will, but I'll be in a new space. So we've recently moved house, so I'll be in quite central Fareham, near to Sutill's Bakery. I know that's a local a landmark that people know. And I'm just doing the bank holiday weekend. That's all I can do this year. But it's a great thing to be part of. And I've also found as an artist, it's a really useful website to be on throughout the year. I've had lots of opportunities come along, having taken part in Hampshire Open Studios.
Okay, and just give us a flavour of what people can expect when they come and see you then on the train.
Oh, when they come to see me, they'll have a look around. I always put up my sketchbooks. People usually find those really interesting. I work outside a lot, so I'm more of a plein air artist, so I have lots of sketchbooks and do lots of drawings and paintings. And I find people usually find them very interesting to look at. And my work is a variety of sizes, so some of it is very large and some of it is very small. Okay. And each time you visit a venue, there are some of these too, which are little leaflets. They look very like the front cover of the brochure. If you get it signed by 3 of the artists in different venues, you can enter prize draw to possibly win £100 to spend on art. So it's worth doing. If you're going around, you may as well get your piece of paper signed and send it in.
And that's it. And we said before as well that it's free at point of entry, so you don't pay anything to take part in this. But any kind of contributions to the artist, or if you wanted to buy some of the artwork on your way around, that's encouraged as well?
I can assure you there'll be plenty of things to buy on the way, but you don't feel obliged to buy them. And if you've got, I particularly like seeing young students of art. If you've got a family member that's a keen artist and they'd like to have a chat with an artist, which is always useful if you're doing GCSE or A-level, then send them along.
Fantastic. And maybe some of the artists will have interactive elements, so maybe you can try a few things?
Some people, yeah. This year at the back of the brochure, you have to contact the artist directly, but there are some workshops available too. And then I teach too, so my details of my courses will be available at my studio space.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an awful lot of fun. So if we just remind people, when is it, where is it, how do we get involved?
It is the last week in August. It starts on the Saturday the 19th of August and it runs all the way through that weekend, the following week and the bank holiday with the bank holiday Monday.
And it's free to attend?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And the brochure free too.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.